Next, let's talk about the broadcast code. So, kanina, we had the journalist code. This time, broadcast code naman. What's the aim of the broadcast code? It aims to provide ethical standards in the, this time, broadcast industry. In the preamble, the industry or the broadcast industry recognizes its role as a powerful medium in shaping the country's cultural, social, and economic growth as well as its immediate and lasting impact on the public. Tama naman, no? This, almost every time of the day, broadcast media is working. May not be in the television, but it can be in the radio, and this time even in the social media. At the palm of our hands, diba? At the palm of our hands, through our cell phones, the power of the broadcast industry is felt. Okay? As such, the code demands the broadcast practitioners a high sense of responsibility, morality, fairness, and honesty at all times in the industry. Okay? So, therefore, same with the journalist code, the very aim of the broadcast code is to discipline its members, particularly the broadcast practitioners, to every time show that they are moral, fair, and honest people, in order for the general public who always watch them, listen to them, and follow them, will still keep that trust going as time goes by. Again, just like journalists, broadcast practitioners must not be the boy in the story, the boy who cried wolf. Okay? So, the broadcast code would show comprehensive coverage of the entire gamut of broadcasting operations. Just like the journalist code, this is also a very lengthy read. That's why, for purposes of this class discussion, I will just again give to you the highlights of the broadcast code. So the following are the areas of concern under the title of Program Standards. First, news and public affairs. In terms of this area of the broadcast industry, it mandates that news and public affairs programs should principally inform the public on important events and issues rather than merely to entertain. So, for example, we have GMA News, ABS-CBN News, TV5 News, as well as their morning and afternoon segments, the likes of Unang Hirit and their breaking news. Okay, these segments must focus on important events and issues. If the news agency or if the mass media agency wants to entertain people, they have shows. They have other shows for that. But when it comes to news and public affairs, they must focus on important events and issues only. Not anymore to entertain the people. Okay? It espouses fairness and objectivity and prohibits receiving bribes in consideration to favor any side of the story, nor to express personal opinions while a news item is being delivered. So take note for broadcast practitioners, for example, our news anchors. Okay? Their personal opinions must not be aired. So when they deliver the news, for example, they must be neutral. Whether or not they favor the topic on the news or they are against it, they must be neutral when they are presenting the news to the public. And of course, receiving bribes in any profession you are in, broadcast, teaching, lawyering, any other, bribing is frowned upon. Okay? Analysis and commentaries. These are kinds of shows being broadcasted wherein experts or a particular person who is considered to be an expert in a field are interviewed and then asked about their analysis or commentary. So the rule is any person who does that must have a thorough knowledge and practice, and must also practice broadcast ethics. Hindi lang sapat na magaling siya, expert siya sa larangan nung ini-interview sa kanya na topic. Dapat knowledgeable rin siya when it comes to broadcast ethics. Kasi at the end of the day, he is facing an audience in a show that is being broadcasted throughout the nation, for example. So, he must do what other broadcast practitioners are doing, and that is to observe proper broadcast ethics. Ang galing-galing nga niya sa field niya, bugado, mahusay. Pero nagmumura naman in front of live television, or hindi man live. Nafi-filter naman lagi yung mga sinasabi niya doon sa commentary niya or sa analysis niya kasi nagsasalita siya ng mga bad words. Okay, who will watch that? No one. Okay? Next, when it comes to children, there is this rule under our broadcast code, and that is the right to privacy of children must always be respected. How? Any information that might cause them to be identified in the show shall not be aired. Simple as that. For example, you are covering a news article or for example, a news whereby a children has been the victim of a criminal act, example, child abuse. It's enough that you report the incident, the actual things that happened, but never reveal the name, the face, the address of that child who is the victim, because doing so will endanger the privacy of the child. Bata pa yan. Marami pang pagdadaanan niyang bata na yan. Kung ipinablish mo na yung nangyari sa kanya today, that will remain for public consumption all throughout the life of the child. Kawawa naman. Okay? For example, the child is also a child in conflict with the law. Ibig sabihin, bata pa pero nakagawa na siya ng crime. And then, if you cover the news, you must still, even though yung bata yung may kasalanan, you must still respect the privacy of the child. Kasi malay mo, magbago pa yung bata. What if dahil ipinablish mo yung story niya in broadcast media, ni-reveal mo yung pangalan niya, kung sino siya, taga saan siya, and that will remain there forever. As long as people has access to information, then wala nang masisira na yung bata, yung pangalan niya. Baka hindi na siya magkaroon ng chance na baguhin yung kung ano man yung naging kasalanan niya. Malay mo, ma-depress pa yung bata, napahiya ng sobra-sobra, makagawa ng masama sa kanyang sarili. Okay? So, children's privacy must always be protected. Next, personal attacks. The broadcast code prohibits, okay? Pinagbabawalan niya on attacks on the honesty, integrity, or personal qualities of an identified person. Okay? Broadcast mo in a broadcast media, siniraan mo yung isang tao, worse, identified kung sino siya. Okay? Remember just remember your rules on libel as well as cyber libel. Okay? And most especially when such attack has no bearing on the public interest. So, for example, of a personal attack involving public interest that I can think of is if the person involved is, for example, a politician, a high-ranking official of the government, for example, and you are commenting on one of his actions as a government official, you can attack that as long as you still show decency and you are not going outside the bounds of the functions of the official you are commenting on, that's okay. Okay? Because the activities, particularly the official activities of our politicians, are public interest topics and we are allowed to comment on them, even attack them on what they did, again, as long as within the bounds of their official functions. Next, correcting mistakes. The broadcast code provides, in the event of a mistake, the broadcast practitioner must acknowledge the mistake and not only acknowledge it, must rectify it when as soon as possible by stating the mistake and making the correction. Next, crime and crisis situations. This rule reminds me of the Manila hostage crisis. I think I was still a first or second year high schooler when this happened. So there was this police officer who hostage a bus, a tourist bus containing foreigners. He did this because he demanded several things. For example, a reinstatement judgment for him to still get his benefits from being a police officer. Okay, it's very sad. It's actually very sad. But the point here that I want to make is when the hostage crisis was ongoing, media practitioners, this is my opinion, media practitioners did not observe the safety of the people who were taken hostage when they covered the news. In fact, I think they aggravated it. Okay? You can watch online various documentaries about this topic and you will see there the mistake of the media practitioners when this incident was happening. But know this, the code or the broadcast code requires that in cases of crimes in progress or crisis situations, for example like this hostage taking incident, broadcast practitioners must not put lives in greater danger than what is already inherent in the situation. Care should be taken so as not to hinder or obstruct efforts of the authorities to resolve the situation. Okay? The people are working, the police are working, the authorities are working, and they need everything. What I mean is, they will try anything in order to save lives of the victims, and they can only do that if the media will also participate, not to aggravate the situation. Okay? Manila hostage crisis. I enjoin you to watch documentaries about this incident if you were not able to witness this live on air when it happened. Next, individual rights. The code provides in part that the right to privacy of individuals shall be respected. Okay? As basic as that. Our privacy is very important. Therefore, intrusion to purely private or personal matters which have no bearing on the public interest is prohibited. Do not pry on the privacy of other people. Political propaganda. Basically, this rule under the Broadcast Code adopted most of the provisions under the Fair Elections Act. Just know that, and that is enough for me for the purpose of this discussion. Okay? Next, public complaints and grievances. The code provides in part that complaints, criticisms, or grievances that are aired against persons, institutions, or group, public man yan or private, shall be limited only to the issues which have a bearing on the public interest. Meaning to say, if the problem is very personal and it does not involve the public at large, the broadcast industry must set it aside. Huwag nyo nang ipalabas sa public yan. Okay? They must only show concerns related to public interest, meaning to say, all, if not all of us, a general group of people are affected. This is what Kapuso Action Man and the late Mike Enriquez in his Sumbungan ng Bayan were doing, no? Wherein people are complaining, for example, about a government agency. For example, in a particular barangay, the roads are not being maintained well by the local Department of Public Health, Department of Public Works and Highways Office, DPWH. Yun, that is a public concern, and that is worth the coverage of the broadcast industry. And that is an issue that all people in the public are entitled to know and are interested to know. Okay? Moving on, we have a rule on personal calls of messages. Ito ay para sa mga taong gumagawa ng panawagan sa broadcast media, or those who want to air personal messages or opinions. Okay? Okay lang yun. Okay? That's an allowable thing to do in broadcast media. However, bago isa lang yung tao na gagawa ng panawagan o mag-i-air ng kanyang personal opinion, that person must first be guided by the broadcast media practitioners regarding the proper manner and language that they should use while they will be on broadcast, while they will be shown on the broadcast media. Lalo na kung mga live yan, no? Ano yung mga hindi pwedeng sabihin, do's and don'ts, or do's and don'ts of the language that the person who will conduct the panawagan or opinion message to the public. Moving on, we have also children's program and welfare. So there is this particular rule on the broadcast media that actually aims to help children to develop their full physical, mental, and social potential, because it encourages shows that does those effects. Nandyan sila Sineskwela, Matanglawin, Archangel na aking kinalakihan noon. Hindi ko na alam kung ano yung mga current child-centered program na pinapalabas ngayon. Pero ito yung mga kinalakihan ko. And tama nga, di ba? They live by the rule being proposed or mandated by the broadcast code. In terms of religion, the rule is programs shall not spread false charges or accusations against persons or organizations with different beliefs. Respetuhan lang. You believe this, I believe this, walang pakialaman. That's religion. Okay? Such programs shall not be used to attack maliciously, insult, harass, or ridicule other churches, faiths, or other forms of belief or religion. Okay? If you cannot do this in person, much that you cannot do it as well in broadcast media. In terms of shows that involve superstitious beliefs as well as the occult, there's no problem of showing these things. Okay, ipalabas yung mga yan. But the broadcast industry must make sure that the viewers will not be induced to believe in these things. Paano to nangyayari? Paano na prevent na ma-exploit yung mga madaling makonbinsi na tao? Well, dapat doon sa show merong mga warnings na sinasabi before or after ipalabas yung segment. For example, in this show at Umagang Kay Ganda, this is a segment of that show wherein nagkakaroon ng horoscope readings, di ba? Mga horoscope predictions. After magsabi ng horoscope yung si Miss Zenaida Seva, always na sinasabi niya itong line na ito. Hindi sa bituin nakasalalay ang ating kapalaran, gabay lamang sila. Mayroon tayong free will, gamitin natin ito. Diba? Iconic. Okay? An iconic line. Which, if you dissect it, it follows the rule being mandated by the broadcast code na dapat hindi o dapat mabantayan na hindi basta-basta napapaniwala yung mga tao na easily swayed para hindi po sila mag-rely lamang sa kung ano na yung napanood nila, lalo na kung mga superstitious beliefs or occult beliefs yung mga pinapanood nila. When it comes to medical, legal, and other professional advice shows, the rule is very simple. Logical naman. Okay? Common sense. Only duly qualified and authorized persons must give their professional advice. If that's a segment regarding health, of course, mga doktor dapat, licensed doctors, yung mga nagbibigay ng kanilang advice. And also, when it comes to legal advice, of course, mga lawyers, licensed lawyers. Okay? As simple as that. Because, by doing so, na hindi mga qualified person yung mga nagbibigay ng advice ng mga yan, makakasuhan sila. For example, like us lawyers, if we catch somebody else giving legal advice, that is actually practice of the legal profession. And kung wala siyang license, meaning to say, hindi siya abogado, hindi siya nag-bar exam, hindi siya nag-take ng oath para maging lawyer, he is actually committing a violation of the law that prohibits the practice of legal profession without a proper license. Bawal na bawal yan. Next naman, there is a particular rule on the broadcast code that actually encourages the broadcasting of original Filipino music. But take note ha, hindi naman siya talagang strictly na dapat merong show na ganyan, pinapalabas yung OPM. Ang nakalagay dito, where appropriate. Therefore, merong leeway yung mga networks natin when and where they will put OPM in every hour of their broadcast. Okay, where appropriate. That's a case-to-case basis. But the question is, what do you consider an original Filipino music? It's the broadcast code that gives a definition on what OPM is. And according to the broadcast code, it says here, any music composed, performed, adapted, translated, or, so take note, even one of these, kahit performance lang, kahit adaptation lang, okay, or arranged by a Filipino, shall be considered an original Filipino music. Ganun pala. Okay? Not necessary na kinompose ng Filipino. Basta pinerform o inadapt ng Filipino, okay, that is original Filipino music. Now, who is a Filipino? Sinabi rin po sa broadcast code, anyone who is a Filipino citizen, meaning by birth or by naturalization, or, eto, I find this very interesting, anyone of Filipino descent. Kahit pinanganak siya na American, Australian, Canadian, as long as merong dugong Pilipino yung mga ninuno niya, that music he performs is actually original Filipino music. So, sino ba yung mga kilala ninyo na mga international singers na hindi naman sila Filipino citizen, pero meron silang dugong Filipino because they are Filipino descent. May mga lolo, lola, o parents sila na Filipino-blooded. So, meaning, yung mga kanta nila na international hit songs, are actually original Filipino music, according to the broadcast code. Next, in terms of fundraising, the broadcast code explicitly provides that programs, messages, or announcements for fundraising shall clearly identify the names of the organizer and their beneficiaries. Of course, hihingi sila pero hindi nila sasabihin kung sino yung nag-organize, kanino mapupunta yung pera, who will give money to that, no? So only legitimate projects and organizations shall be allowed to use broadcast facilities for fundraising. Okay? So the broadcast media must not be used to scam the populace. Instead, they must show proof that the fundraising is really for a legitimate and valid reason. When it comes to quiz shows, contests, public participation programs and promotions, eto naman po yung rules. The details of the contest, including the rules, eligibility, requirements, opening and termination dates, shall be completely and clearly announced, take note, at least 3 days before the contest. The shows like those of Willie Revillame, if you were watching his shows before, ina-announce nila kung sino yung mga, anong category ng mga, or ano yung mga qualifications ng mga magiging contestant. For example, yung mga college graduate na tumambay muna pagkatapos nila makagraduate, meaning hindi pa nagtrabaho. Okay, yung mga ganyan. So, ina-announce yan, yung mga qualifications. Sinasabi kailan sila pwedeng mag-audition or mag-submit ng mga requirements at kailan yung deadline para mag-submit. And it must be announced 3 days before the contest. And kung may mga nanalo na, the rule is the names of the winners shall be announced and the prizes will soon be awarded as soon as possible after the contest. Siyempre, para meron talagang makikita yung mga tao, yung mga viewers na totoo nga na nangyari yung contest at yung papremyong sinabi nila ay talagang binigay doon sa nanalo. When it comes to gambling and betting, the rule is broadcast media must never present gambling and betting as something good. Okay? It must discourage gambling and betting, not encourage it. Okay? National development. Broadcast media must support national development for the improvement of the people's social and well-being. Okay? Meaning to say, kung may yung mga palabas na pinapanood nila sa atin as much as possible, it must be, for example, it shows Filipino unity, Filipino values, the beauty of the Philippines, all in all to promote our country and our culture. And that is one way of uplifting our national development. Just look at the success of the K-drama industry in South Korea. Because of those shows that they are doing, they are actually promoting their country in a way na ang daming nagiging interested na bisitahin ang South Korea. Okay, that's one way of helping the national development of the country through the broadcast industry. Culture and tradition. More schools, culture, traditions, and characteristics of people must be respected. The broadcast media must not be used to discriminate culture and tradition of other people. Okay? Law and order. The broadcast of materials which tend to incite, ito yung mga grabing crimes against the government and against the country as a whole, treason, rebellion, sedition, or even create civil disorder or disturbance of the public are all prohibited. The broadcast media must be used for peaceful purposes, not to create chaos among the public. Okay, discrimination. The broadcast media must not be used to discriminate anyone based on their religion, color, ethnicity, gender, especially gender, and other physical or mental disability. Mentally and physically challenged persons must be protected. Same with children. Okay? Their rights must be respected, just like their right to privacy, and their mental and physical condition must not be used to humiliate or embarrass them. Okay? Respeto lang po, kahit sino man yung tao. In terms of crimes and violence, just like for the role in gambling, crimes and violence must be discouraged, not encouraged by the broadcast media. Hindi sila magpapanood ng mga barilan para ipakita na ang gandang makipagbarilan. Hindi sila magpapanood ng mga gumagawa ng heinous crimes like rape, murder, just for the purpose of showing that these things are good, but no, they are not. Okay? So the broadcast media must be used to discourage such crime and violent actions. Okay? Same with sex, obscenity, and pornography. Discourage, not encourage. Liquor, cigarettes, and dangerous. Again, discourage them. On-air language, especially those that are on live broadcast, no? They must make sure that vulgar, obscene, or indecent language will not be used. Yung mga napapamura sa mga game shows. Okay? Yung mga ini-interview nila on the spot ng mga audience o tinatawagan nila through secret call. Yung mga napapamura dyan, okay, those are prohibited by the broadcast code. Again, as much as possible, decency must always be shown, not only for the people in the broadcast industry itself, but as well as the audiences or the participants that they are inviting in their shows. Okay, on-air decorum. Okay, they must be decently attired. They must behave in a way that is appropriate in the public based on the standards of the community. The way you portray yourself in person, that you are a decent person, you are a behaved person, ganun rin sa broadcast media. Next, qualification of on-air program persons, like those that are hired as anchors of news, yung mga DJ na nagsasalita sa mga radio stations. These people must all be adequate or must all be holding adequate knowledge and competence for the job. Example, may DJ for purposes of entertaining the people, edi yung magaling mag-entertain yung ipunta nyo. News anchor, mga nagbabasa on the spot ng mga script to deliver the news, mahusay. Okay? They must have the knowledge and competence to do their job. Just like any other job naman. Okay? Accreditation, the persons who regularly go on the air and news writers, script writers, editors, and directors must be or must obtain accreditation with the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. This is their way of licensing people who becomes news writers, script writers, editors, and directors para sila ay maging official, na sila ay officially identified to be in that kind of profession. Bribery, as what I told earlier, in whatever profession, kahit hindi man yan sa broadcast media o sa journalism, that is frowned upon. Okay? Hindi ka mag-broadcast just for the sake of highlighting the goodness of this person and then destroying the image of his enemies. No, don't do that for the sake of money. Never do that. Next, for black timers, there is a specific rule. Ano ba itong block timing? Okay, block timers or block timing, this is a practice here in the Philippines wherein a certain network will list out, ipaparenta niya yung airtime for another group of persons or individual person to be used independently. Meaning to say, for example, GMA has a block time, and then me, I am not affiliated with GMA at all. I will list or rarentahan ko yung block time na yon, and it will be up to me on what kind of show, what kind of segment that I will be using that airtime for. Kung gusto kong magpalabas ng cooking show, sige lang. Kung gusto kong magpalabas ng legal advice show, sige lang. And GMA will not control the things that I will be doing in that show. And that's my time. I paid for the time. I am independent to do anything on that time. But under the broadcast code, any liability, any violation that will be committed by the independent lessor of the or lessee, okay, lessee, yung nag-rent doon sa block time, any violation na gagawin niya, the network will also be held liable. So for example, in my cooking show, I committed or I used harsh language habang nagluluto akong ganyan, natalsikan ako ng mantika, napamura ako, sobra-sobra, malutong na malutong. Hindi porket independent ako, wala nang magiging liability si GMA. No. GMA will still be liable jointly with me. So, kung magpa-fine ako, magpa-fine rin si GMA. That's the rule on block timers. Universally ethical standards, okay? All that are deemed good practice of broadcast industry are deemed adopted in the broadcast code. Whatever is being practiced all around the world as something good for the media industry, they are all deemed adopted, automatically adopted to be followed by all persons involved in the media industry here in the Philippines. So in conclusion, class, it should be observed that all the rules on the broadcast code takes its cue from various provisions of law in the Philippines. For example, there is this rule under the Civil Code of the Philippines which states, everyone are obliged to act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. With this simple rule on the Civil Code, by following this, you will already become an excellent and ethical broadcast media practitioner. Because what the rule is saying is basically that sa lahat ng gagawin mo as a broadcast media at bilang tao, dapat iniisip mo magbigay ng hustisya sa mga kasama mo, ibigay yung respetong nararapat na ibigay mo sa mga kasama mo, and you must always be honest at isa kang mabuting tao sa bawat kilos na iyong gagawin. As simple as that. Okay? Kung ano yung mga gagawin mo, kung ano yung mga gusto mong gawin para maging mabuting tao in your personal life, in your personal space, ganun rin yung i-mirror mo in the broadcast media space. More so, that more people will watch you, will listen to you, will interact with you in those media segments that you will be broadcasting. Okay? The constitutional right of freedom of expression may not be availed of to broadcast lies or half-truths. This would not be to observe honesty and good faith. It may not be used to insult others, destroy their name or reputation, or bring them into disrepute. This would not be to act with justice or give everyone his due. Okay? So that's all about the Broadcast Code of the Philippines.